The SUSU Healing Collective is an organization that we founded last year, and it is a small group of healers who came together to promote racial justice as well as create safer spaces for BIPOC.
The SUSU Healing Collective's mission is community reciprocity for the healing, affirming, and liberation of Black, Indigenous people of color.
During COVID-19, for me as an individual, one of the first thoughts that I had was, having access to food. My first thought went to community-supported agriculture and being able to secure fresh, local, organically grown food for my family. It wasn't until I received my stimulus check that I was even able to consider buying a CSA for my family. And so my thought was that this is something that we need to be able to be creating more access for the people in our community.
What we wanted to do is create a way for our people to have access to nourishing organic food that heals and feeds your body. When we launched the program, one of the things we wanted to make clear to the participants is that this is not a gift. We're not giving you something. This is something you should have access to. We see food and housing as birthrights and not as commodities, and so we believe that you shouldn't have to fight for access to things that you need to survive.
We're not really going to address the issues or the topics of food access and racial justice without at least exploring rematriation efforts or being able to turn the land back over to Native people, trusting in Black people and Native people to be able to make decisions, to lead organizations. I think it's really important when we're talking about food access and racial justice to acknowledge that ultimately what we're talking about is land access.
Our BIPOC CSA project was really just a seed. It was the very beginning of this bigger project that we're creating. We have a pilot CSA project where we're going to offer this CSA program again to families in Windham County next year, but we're going to be growing the food. When we have a farm in a land-based space, this can be a permanent program. A big part of our program and a big part of us moving towards creating the SUSU Community Farm is to create a space where people of color can have access to food that is free, and that they can have access to land where they can safely rebuild their connection with the land.
It's really beautiful to put a Black Lives Matter sign on your lawn. It's really beautiful to make these declarations and statements, but it's even more powerful to let BIPOC lead, to give us the space to have the sovereignty and the agency to make the decisions that we know are going to have a significant impact on our communities.
We have to actually create a new culture and a way of doing this work if we actually want to create equity and liberation and food justice for our people.